Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another episode of All In. I'm your co-host, April Carter, and I'm here with Andrea Hill, and we are prepared to go all in with our special guest, James Goalder. And before we get started, none of this could be possible without our generous sponsor. So we want to thank Fox 13 Memphis for being our exclusive media partner, and also Adams Keegan for being our presenting highlighted sponsor. So welcome. You ready to go all in, James?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Okay, well, first, introduce yourself because you can do it much better than either Andrea and I could. Introduce yourself and tell us what gets you excited about presenting at the Mid-South Nonprofit Conference.
So my name is James Goalder. I'm the Partnerships Manager at Bloomerang. And one of the things that I am most passionate about is helping organizations retain more of their donors. It's a lot cheaper to retain a donor than it is to go get a brand new one. So definitely go get brand new donors, definitely. But I'm really looking forward to helping advance the missions of the wonderful organizations there in your area by helping them to retain those donors who have already said, yeah, we really like you and we want to support what you're doing.
Awesome, James. I think that's pretty cool because anytime you think about fundraising, you think about, yes, let's keep the donors we have. Let's step them up to the next level, but we also got to put some effort into getting new donors as well. So give us a quick overview of your session and what can our attendees that's coming to the Mid-South Nonprofit Conference expect?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is that we at Bloomerang are fairly nerdy. So there's going to be some statistical breakdowns that we do where we look at a lot of numbers, try to make it accessible and a little bit fun. We do a pretty good job with that. So we're going to look at why retention is so important and then give some practical suggestions for what can be done to improve not only the donor retention rate, but maybe even the size of the second gift and how quickly you get that second gift and some things like that. So really want to make sure that people walk away with some things that they can take back to their offices and, oh, that's right, James told us about this. I'm going to put this into play right now and try to impact things in a positive manner.
Awesome. Takeaways. Excited. Yes. Already.
Yes, and I can guarantee you at least 3/4 of our nonprofit sector here are all into the nerdy stuff, especially if you can make it exciting. And so be prepared for a jam-packed room. And so, but tell us a little bit, like, why is that important specifically for the nonprofit sector?
Retention?
Yes. Or your session.
Mm-hmm. So it is, numbers vary, but roughly it is 5 times more expensive to capture a new donor than it is to retain an existing donor. So we're trying to help nonprofits to understand how much money they can save and make by spending a little bit more time with the folks who have already decided to support them. Again, do the donor acquisition stuff, all your events, all of that for sure. But let's make sure that we spend a little bit of time maybe on the phone with some of those people who have said, you know, I don't know a whole lot about your organization. I went to an event, felt an emotional connection. I like what I saw. So yeah, I'm going to write you a check for the first time. So let's make sure that we support those people, love on those people, and make them aware of everything that we're doing, how we're impacting our communities. I think when we're able to do that, the fundraising results are going to be really impressive, really pretty quickly.
That's amazing. We're already all in to this session. Like April said, we will have probably a packed room for you. Once you give us the statistics, some data, then you give us a timeline with some next steps. I'm glad you didn't give it all away in our few minutes here today. So we're ready for your session on April 20th. Now, what are 3 words to describe your facilitation style or your session content? And it can be it could be both.
So try to have a conversation. I would put that as the first word. I'm not into lecturing or anything like that. I like to make it interactive. And I'd really like to make it valuable for the people who come. I want to give them easy things that they can walk away with, take back with them to the office, and then start implementing right away that are going to produce some positive outcomes.
Valuable, that's the new one. We've heard energetic, we've heard engaging, but valuable is key to the success of your session. We are so excited. But James, we do want to have a little bit more information about you. So I have a somewhat personal question. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so since we're going all in and you can only pick one thing, which of these 4 things would you rather go all in on? Some good food, some good music, a good binge-worthy TV show, or a really good book?
And y'all didn't tell me it was going to be this all in. I'm really torn between good food and a good book. I love to cook and I love to go out and eat. Obviously everyone does, but I love to experience good food and good drink, but I think I'm going to go with a good book. There's very little that, in fact, I just finished one up this morning on the treadmill that was fantastic, that I went to bed last night thinking, all right, I can't wait to get up and finish this in the morning. So when you find a really good book that you can sink your teeth into, there's not much better than that.
Now, is this a nerdy book or?
This was historical fiction. So it took place in World War II, called The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. If anyone has a chance to read it, you have, please do. You heard it here first. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Well, see, and so he did 2 things though. So he can read a book on the treadmill, that's exercise. And then once he's done with all of that, he has all the food for thought and he can go get actual food because he did his exercise.
Look at
See
you,
what I did
Andrea.
there?
Yes, you went all in. You went all in.
I try sometimes. So, but thank you, James, for going all in with us. And we hope that everyone else wants to go all in with us as well at our conference at the University of Memphis on April 20th. Now, in order for you to register, you have to go to www.midsouthnonprofitconference.org. And I'll say that one more time. www.midsouthnonprofitconference.org. We're going to be at the University of Memphis on April 20th, and we hope to see you all there. And thank you for being all in with us.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Thank you.